Paula Abdul spent 8 quiet years preparing for a return she hoped would reignite everything she once had. She rehearsed endlessly, secured investors, mapped out a full tour, and stood ready to announce it all, until a brief post from Cowell appeared online and the momentum she had built collapsed within hours. Phone calls stopped, sponsors backed out, and the tour she had been crafting evaporated before it was even unveiled. What he wrote remains part of the mystery surrounding her attempted comeback, a twist in a life shaped by brilliance, struggle, and relentless reinvention. Paula was born on June 19, 1962, in San Fernando, California. Her father, Harry, had immigrated from Syria and built a modest business. Her mother, Lorraine, a Canadian-born concert pianist and former assistant to Billy Wilder, was the one who immersed Paula in the arts. By 7, she was dancing in community theater productions, spending much of her childhood in rehearsal rooms and cramped back seats as her family shuttled her between performances. Money was tight, but discipline and creativity filled the gaps. At 8, she entered the West Coast School of Performing Arts, studying jazz, tap, and lyrical dance with obsessive focus. By 13, she won her first local award, then earned a scholarship to a Palm Springs dance camp where she began to understand the scale of the world she wanted to join. As a teenager, she performed with unusual precision and intensity, competing at national dance meets and absorbing every influence she could find. At Van Nuys High School, she joined the cheer squad, became captain, and choreographed elaborate routines that looked more like staged productions than school spirit displays. She served as class president, excelled academically, and sharpened the organizational skills that would later define her professional life. After enrolling briefly at Cal State Northridge in 1980, she dropped out after a semester to pursue dance full-time. She waitressed to pay for lessons with top choreographer Michael Peters, sometimes working double shifts just to afford a single session. That same year, she talked her way into the Los Angeles Lakers girls audition by altering her name on the sign-up form and switching outfits to bypass parts of the process. She was chosen from 200 hopefuls and within a year, promoted to assistant choreographer. Her large-scale routines and risk-taking formations transformed the squad into a phenomenon. By 21, she was head choreographer, creating dozens of halftime shows each season. Her work gained attention, and when Jackie Jackson saw her perform, he hired her for the Jacksons' video tour, opening the door to the music industry. Not everything came easily. Rumors about a brief relationship with a Lakers player created tension within the squad, and a severe ACL tear during a 1986 playoff game threatened her future. She underwent painful surgery and grueling rehabilitation but recovered and poured herself back into choreography, crafting more than 80 routines that year alone. Janet Jackson's "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" in 1986 marked a turning point. Paula's choreography, sharp, original, and visually electric, became a defining element of the new era of music videos. She soon worked with George Michael, earning an MTV award, and by 1988 was respected enough to walk off a video set and negotiate a higher fee. Her debut album, Forever Your Girl, released in 1988 with little industry hype, found success slowly. When Straight Up began receiving radio play, everything changed. The song hit #1 before the iconic black and white music video arrived. Her album climbed the charts for 64 weeks before reaching #1, eventually yielding 4 #1 singles and selling millions. But behind the success was anxiety, exhaustion, and mounting pressure to fit an image the industry demanded. Paula lost weight rapidly, developed bulimia, and endured a punishing schedule. Her marriage to Brad Beckerman unraveled under the strain. Even as she broke records, toured relentlessly, and delivered hits like Opposites Attract, her body suffered. She sustained multiple injuries, fainted backstage from exhaustion, and continued performing through chronic pain. Her 1991 album Spellbound brought more #1 singles, Prince's secret influence on Vibology, and one of the most played videos of the early 90s, Rush Rush, starring Keanu Reeves. But by 1992 she was facing personal turmoil. A whirlwind second marriage, long-standing spinal issues, and heavy painkiller use spiraled into dependency. An overdose in 1994 forced her into treatment, and another marriage ended soon after. She continued working behind the scenes, choreographing for artists including Whitney Houston, shaping emotionally rich movement for I Will Always Love You. But public appearances grew rare, complicated by ongoing medical issues and a disputed private plane incident in 1993 that she said resulted in lasting spinal injuries. Delays plagued her 1995 album Head Over Heels, which performed modestly, and by the late 90s she had faded from the spotlight. Her return came unexpectedly in 2002 with American Idol. Her empathy and warmth balanced Simon Cowell's bluntness, creating a dynamic that helped define the show. For millions of viewers, Paula became the emotional anchor, the person who softened criticism and lifted contestants at their most vulnerable. Tensions between her and Simon occasionally drew headlines, but their chemistry made the show a phenomenon. Rumors that he later sabotaged her career never held weight. He publicly supported her, and she maintained that life circumstances, not industry rivalry, drove her long hiatus. Still, her Idol years were difficult. A widely circulated video in 2005 showing her slurring her speech fueled speculation about addiction, though she attributed it to prescribed pain medication. A reality series exposed vulnerable moments she later regretted, and after she left Idol in 2009, her next steps were uncertain. She released music, appeared on television, and kept working, even as health challenges continued. In 2023, she filed a lawsuit against producer Nigel Lythgoe, alleging multiple incidents of sexual assault dating back to the early 2000s. He denied the allegations and released private messages attempting to discredit her, and the matter became the focus of intense media attention. An amended complaint detailed additional alleged incidents, and by December 2024 the case ended in a confidential settlement. While public opinion swirled, she carried the emotional toll quietly. Her physical struggles also persisted. In 2024 she canceled a Canadian tour after doctors discovered significant spinal damage, requiring procedures and rest. Even so, Paula continued to return to the stage whenever she could. Fans point to her 2016 Mixtape Festival performance, her first full concert in 26 years, as the moment that reignited her musical career. She toured again with New Kids on the Block and Boys II Men, drawing large crowds and proving that she still possessed the spark that once transformed her into a superstar. Through everything, injuries, rumors, legal battles, and personal heartbreak, Paula Abdul kept rebuilding. She adopted 3 rescue dogs who became a source of healing, spoke about her struggles with humor and honesty, and prepared for new creative chapters, including a Las Vegas residency and a memoir. Her legacy spans over 50 million records sold, groundbreaking.